Okay, so here we have, this video is going to be covering basically a problem if you have it with your board that it is not coming on when you press the button right here. So if you press the button, it's not coming on, just take it apart. I haven't did anything but just take off the panels. Very first thing you want to do is disconnect the battery right here from the board. So you just disconnect this one. First thing, you check inside of here, make sure there's no burnt. It's not burnt right here or right here. If it's not burnt, that's good. That means the board is still pretty good, should have a good chance of being good still. Also, you want to disconnect the battery from the other side just to eliminate anything being touched while you're checking this out. So after you check right here, the next thing is you will get a multimeter. I don't have one here, but you just basically check the voltage here. It should read anywhere between 36 to 41 volts. So if that comes back good, also check the other end because it's got two wires coming out, two sets, one for each side. So check those as well. Also check the other side. You see we don't have anything burnt, so that's good. Next, so if you check the battery on the multimeter and it comes back 36 to 41 volts, that means the battery should be good. As long as you don't see any burning, nothing damaged, no damage on the wires. So the next thing we're going to check, what you want to do is this wire right here that you see that runs from one board all the way through to the other. That is just a connector wire, so it's basically syncing or linking these two computer motherboards together. So that we can do a process of elimination here, we want to disconnect one from the other so that we know which one we're dealing with for our troubleshooting. Anyways, we disconnect that, and if there's any glue right there or any type of silicone on there, make sure that you take that off first, because if you try to just pull it with the glue, you might be pulling up the actual head of the board right there, and you don't want that because then you'd have to solder it or get a new board. So make sure you be careful with that. So you just take that out the way, and so what we're going to do is you take any screwdriver, preferably flathead, but if not, a Phillips will do. And if you notice, you have a bunch of these little connector right here. This is the one on this board that you want to use, and you'll also see if you look right next to it, it says on and off. I don't know if we can zoom in on that, but right up above it, it says on and off.
Okay.
And that's to make sure that you're dealing with the right one. Once you got that set out, you're just going to touch these together, and what's going to happen is it's going to be the same thing as if you push the button, because that's where this wire connects to. So what we'll do is we'll just touch it. Oh, well, we got to connect the battery. So, as you see, it did come on. So what that's telling us is that this board is actually still good as well. The reason it's beeping is because it's not connected to the other side. So once we hook that up, it syncs to the other one and the beeping stops. So we're going to check the other one on the same way, just to verify that they are both working properly. So what we'll do is we'll disconnect this battery from this side, and then we'll take off. We'll just go ahead and disconnect this one right here. So we're only dealing with this one. We'll hook up the battery, So now we have power, and we're going to use the same one that we did on that side. This is on and off. And you see this one came on. So it's good. We connect it to the other side to verify. And it stops. So both boards are good in this case. So another thing that it might be is this wire right here. Sometimes these buttons, they tend to not work as they should. The connection could be wrong inside. That's a last option. Very rarely will that happen, but it's possible. So if any of these come off or get damaged, you would just replace this whole piece and just take it off from the plastic cover. Also, this wire right here that connects the two boards, sometimes, as you see how the wires are getting stuck underneath the plastic restraints and also moving around through everywhere else, it's possible that they get pinched when the top panels are put together. So double check those as well. So you would just kind of follow this wire, make sure it's not pinched, any wires exposed, and then of course check your connections. Like I said, be careful when you're dealing with this because it's got glue or the little silicone plastic that's around it. So pay attention to that. Also, make sure that you don't drop any screws anywhere in the motherboard area because that could cause a short circuit, and that's another good reason that you need to disconnect your battery before you do anything underneath.